guys, and welcome back to another video. And today we are going to be taking a look at the Jurassic Park 30th anniversary Hammond collection geosternbergia. So let's jump into the review. So first up, we have Hammond collection logo and geosternbergia on the side, and the Lost World Jurassic Park logo. Then we have the geosternbergia's information. A nice picture of it. And then Hammond collection logo on the other side. So here it is. And let's take it out of the box. Open it up. I'm not gonna lie, I did open this figure up before and just put it back in the box for the review, but here it is. First, let's start with the detailing, which it has really nice detailing around the head. It sort of streaks into the crest, the nostril, wrinkles around the eye. A nice toothless beak, unlike that horrible geosternbergia they released in the Legacy collection. I absolutely hate that figure, and then once I learned they were making this figure, I was so happy because I actually did want to get a geosternbergia, just not that horrible one, and this one looks actually wonderful. Has no fibers, but does have wrinkly skin. And a lot of nice texturing on the wings and on the hands. The wings are pretty nice. And then the feet and legs. And then on the stomach, it's about the same. Just wrinkly and pretty nice detailing under the wings. And yeah, let's move on to articulation. So first, the jaw opens and closes. The head goes up and down. The neck goes not really much farther up than this. So it can go like maybe this much higher up. And it can bend all the way down to here. Then the legs have, at the hip articulation right here, sort of on a ball joint. Then the legs can go up and down. And then also they can rotate. And then the ankles can go down and up. And rotate as well. Rotate them all the way around. Then another point of articulation are actually the wings. They bend up and down. And also the wrist go down. So you can curl in and then go back out. But one really cool thing about this figure is that the wings are completely rubbery, so and they have a wire in them. So you are able to put it in a more natural landing position by just bending these up. It's not perfect, of course, but it gets the job done pretty well. I mean, sometimes it does seem a little bit tricky to actually get into a nice, more natural standing position with it. I do have to say, because the legs do not reach the ground perfectly. But you can put the legs down like that. I've had problems trying to get this to stand and make it look natural quite a few times, because either the wings are not touching the ground, or the feet are not touching the ground and just hover off the ground like that. And they don't really go inwards most of the time. And they're kind of on the tippy toes. So it's a little bit tricky. But you can get it to work. And it's not the most natural standing position. But it gets the job done. At least it's in a standing position. And then you can get it back into a flying position pretty easily. By just bending it back. And yeah. Another thing, I do like the colors on it, since it is based off the Lost World one. It has a nice blue coloring from the head down to the body. A nice yellow, bright beak with a brown tip, light tan crest, and yellow wings, along with white legs and underbelly. Next, let's actually do a size comparison real fast. Let's measure its wingspan. Let's just get my tape measure right here. It's about 14 inches, so a bit over a foot. And from the ground to the top of the crest, it is about 2.5 inches, almost 3. Next, let's compare it to my other two Hammond collection figures. Let's start with my first one, which was my Ceratosaurus, which is also still the largest Hammond collection figure I do own. Not the largest one. The largest one, well, was the T-Rex, but they're making a Brachiosaurus, so that's going to be the largest figure probably for a long time. But the wingspan is about the same length as the Ceratosaurus. Then the second Hammond collection figure I ever got, which is a little bit more recent, which I did do a review of it more recently, the Concavinator. Let me see if I can get that to stand. Yeah, here's the Concavinator. Nice. It actually really looks really nice with the Concavinator, in my opinion. But yeah, that is about it. Maybe I'll compare to a few pterosaurs real fast. But first, let's start with the Sungopterus and Tupandactylus, which the geosternbergia dwarfs these guys. I think that Tupandactylus needs a bit larger wings, but compared to Sungopterus, completely dwarfs it. Next, let's compare it to the Dimorphodon and Tapejara, which they're about the same size, and this thing actually dwarfs these ones very well because they're about the size of half-inch wing. The only pterosaur that I believe I'm actually missing is the Rhamphorhynchus and maybe the Ornithochirus, but that hasn't even came out yet. Then next, I decided to throw it in, though I'm not the biggest fan of this figure, the large Pteranodon, which this thing is closer in size to the large Pteranodon. But yeah, here's the large Pteranodon, which always confused me when Mattel released this because they already had, well, a normal-sized Pteranodon, which is more accurate in scale, when they could just be releasing more figures like the Quetzalcoatlus, which is probably my favorite pterosaur Mattel has released. The newer one, not the Jurassic World Dominion one, but the older one, the Dino Rivals one. And yeah, this thing is quite a bit larger than the geosternbergia, but the geosternbergia is not too far behind. But yeah, that's just all for the size comparison. But here's the geosternbergia. Looks nice. I would recommend it if you ever see it in the store. I would recommend purchasing it. And well, yeah. I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.
Hello there. I'd like to let you guys know that, well, let me show you. We've got merch. So, please buy some merch.